To put the new plan into perspective, let's take a moment to review a few milestones related to accountability. Between 2015 and 2016, the state assembled a committee to develop a balanced accountability measure and drafted its ESSA plan. Illinois' plan was approved by the Department of Education in 2017, allowing the state to pilot its new system of support, Illinois Empower, in 2017. Illinois' ESSA plan is developed to move schools toward its long-term academic goals over a 15-year timeframe.
Hello, and welcome to this ELN preview. I'm sitting down with Dr. Sue Holmes, Deputy Director of the Illinois Principals Association, and we're going to be talking today about ESSA. Sue, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sue, what are some of the most significant changes to the new ESSA law?
Well, I would say the most significant change is in the way that we look at and measure school success. Under the new system, we really look at a lot of academic factors, and we look at some school and quality indicators as well. Under the old system of annual yearly progress, all students, 100% of students, were expected to meet or exceed standards in math and language arts. Under the new system, under the new ESSA plan in Illinois, it's a balance of looking at attainment for those subjects, but more importantly, looking at growth, looking at graduation rate, and looking at some school success indicators and quality indicators, such as college and career readiness for students in high school. Ninth graders on track. We're also looking at chronic absenteeism. We're looking at the student voice on school surveys. So we're really looking at a variety of factors that are going into measuring a school's quality.
What's the timeline for implementation look like for schools?
In this coming year, the 2018-2019 school year, that is really when the ESSA plan begins in full force. And schools will be tracking information that they've never tracked before to really provide that evidence of many of these new indicators. Schools are going to receive a tier designation sometime this summer based on the information that was available for indicators prior to this coming school year. And what that will do is give schools an idea of where they sit and the areas where they need to begin to focus and provide improvement. By the end of the 18-19 school year, those new indicators then will have data, and the state will review that data moving forward.
The quality framework provides all schools in the state with a common language for school improvement. The components and associated rubric allow school leaders to focus on those best practices that will have a positive impact on their school environment. Vision 2020 recognized that the most critical purpose of education systems is to continuously drive and create improvement so that all learners succeed. As a result, the desire to create a systems approach to continuous improvement became the emphasis for the balanced accountability model.
What do you think educators need to know about these 7 standards within the quality framework?
So I think my recommendation in the work that I've done, in the presentations that I've done so far, and will also be a part of this course in ELN, is that not only do building leaders get in and really understand the components of the new standards, but that they share that out with their teaching staff, because I think it's critical that teachers and other stakeholders in the building understand the standards, they understand what makes up the standards, and that they're part of moving and driving the district or the school in a positive way. I think everybody needs to understand the new vocabulary, to have a general understanding and speak the same vocabulary to really be effective.
Okay. And what's new with assessment under ESSA? Anything changing there?
There are some changes. So in terms of assessment, when we talk about proficiency or attainment, we'll still be looking at the PARCC assessment. We'll still be looking at SAT. We'll be looking at the Illinois Science Assessment, and we'll be looking at the Dynamic Learning Maps Alternative Assessment. But what we do know is that this is the last year for PARCC as we know it. And so there is an RFP that's going out, if it hasn't already been put out by the state board, to create a new assessment that will look similar to the PARCC assessment, will most likely contain many of the same types of questions, It's my understanding that the test will be shorter, but that the vendor of choice for the assessment will be able to make some comparability between the assessment results from previous years and assessment results moving forward.
Okay, good to know. Any final thoughts as you think about ESSA in its totality? Any final thoughts or words of wisdom that you can provide to our educators out there who may be watching this?
What I would say is I feel I've been in education for many years, and we all see things that come and go, and I feel very hopeful about the new ESSA plan, in the fact that we have an opportunity now as a school to drive our own improvement and to be recognized for incremental growth, as opposed to just being sorted and labeled under the old proficiency system, the old attainment system, that we can actually now dig deeper into those areas that perhaps that we struggle at, that are not just attainment, and really show that we're making improvements. I think that makes it easier for us to share with our stakeholders what we're doing. I think that makes the conversation more meaningful with stakeholders, that it's not just about how students have performed on one test at one point in the year, but that this is now a way of looking at our overall school quality in addition to just that one test. I can't underscore, how important that is. The legislative folks that supported these changes and supported new funding under the new evidence-based funding formula have really given an opportunity for Illinois school districts to see some positive changes. And I'm very optimistic that people will seize the moment. I'm excited that teachers have the opportunity to learn about this from the very beginning, to begin to build awareness of what these indicators are and how they will play a part in selling that story, selling their story of success to the community and to the state, really overall.
Wonderful. Very positive.
Yes, very exciting.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for watching this ELN preview with Dr. Susan Holmes, Deputy Director of the Illinois Principals Association. Check the description below for a link to the full course on ESSA. Take care.